Both sides, so. Yep. How was the paper? అబ్బా ఎంత వచ్చిందిరా quant law. That's easy to moderate. Okay. How do you decide? Hmm? And then why 24 is my question. From the topics that you have covered, 24 is less. Yeah. Waiting for some response. How many of you could finally pick out all the questions from arithmetic and convert them? How many questions were there from arithmetic? At least let us have this discussion in the class. How many of you know perfectly? Hold on. How many of you remember how many questions were there from arithmetic? Then why did you give the papers? And how do you decide you have not done all the topics? Let's go through it. Equations based question. First question in our list. Number of ways, 8 students, 7 students, such that no 2 students are together. I only look out for keywords. Okay. So yeah, if you know maths a bit, it is more into permutations and combinations. Leave this, not into our category. Some of the digits in the expanded product, trust me, this falls in no man's land. Miscellaneous question. Question number 2, you should have definitely converted. Friend embarked in a journey, 32 hours, 12 hours, and capacity of the boat is time and work. Question number 3. Trapezium, assuming that you have not done it. Batch number 7, exclude. Other batches we'll discuss. Cab service rights to its customers, free service and all that stuff. Equations based question. Question number 4 in our category. A clerk who had an option of paid, not paid, equation based question. Question number 5, if you want to know, you can also look at what percentage of students. So percentage based question. Question number 5. Logs, assuming that you do not know it, it's okay. Exclude this. Again, assuming that you do not know triangles, exclude this, but other batches, you should have done this. Integral solutions, we have not seen something of this kind, leave it, no problem. A vendor and manufacturer score dozen, which of them yields greatest profit? Question number 6 in your category. Cone, assuming you do not know it. 2 squares at random probability, leave it. N is an integer, other batches, yes. Batch 7, no. Okay. So 6 questions so far, I'm not counting these ones. Burning at the rate after how much time interval, time and work? Question number 7, universal for all, okay? I've not counted geometry so far. Not into our area, quadratic we have not seen. How many different ways a number can be chosen? Leave it, no problem. 5 numbers in arithmetic progression, leave it, no problem. 10 team baseball team, and what is the maximum number of games? Okay, maybe a little difficult, you can leave this. Function not into our zone. Coordinate geometry not into our zone. Percentage based question, question number 8. Okay. Triangle, assuming you do not know it. 2 bugs, slippery wall, we have seen of this kind. Question number 9 in our category. 20 miles per hour, 75 miles per hour. Question number 10 in our category. Yep. So 10 questions should have been converted in this paper. 40 minutes. Minimum score how much? 30. Anybody who's got 30 in this class? Exactly 30? Anybody close to 30? 24. Between 24 and 30, anybody? 29. What is the percentile approximate? Okay, before that, I've been telling this in multiple number of classes. You should know your percentile, point number 1. Clear? Score of 29. How much was the score? 27 percentile. Wow. 29, 88 and 27, 92. Good remembering capability. Then it should have further reduced. If more people are giving, it will reduce, no? It won't happen that way. Don't worry. So you gave when? Congratulations. Defying again your logic. Fair enough. So 27, 92. You have the app in your mobile? Is it still showing 92? 24? 89 percentile? Going in a way, sinking. Okay. So yeah, if I'm looking at a score of 30, assuming a 90 percentile at this point in time here. Especially for batch 7, as I told you, arithmetic can always give us an easy 90 percentile no matter where you are. And 24 give you 80? 89, which is still a decent percentile if I'm looking at 1 month into the course. Especially I'm talking about batch 7 or 1.5 month precisely. July first week when we started, and we are in the month of August mid, right? So 1.5 month, if you are picking up all these 10 questions and you're converting them, it's an easy, or not even 10, if you pick 8 of them, okay? Picking 8 is a good 85 to 88 percentile. Clear? As I told you, don't take percentile into your heads, but they should only give us an idea that is my preparation on the track. More or less, I'll still give them full marks. Out of 10, you were able to pick 8 of them and convert them. All arithmetic. Okay, so fair. Out of 10, 7 from arithmetic, which is not a bad deal at this point in time here. Clear? And for other batches, the score should have been at least 35 and above. At least because there were certain very easy geometry questions. Right? So you should have definitely converted. One was on numbers, one was basic logarithms. I would say not even 35. I would, when I completed the paper for batches 1 to 6, the expected score should not be less than 40 in this paper. Clear? But again, for that, you need to also ensure that you're picking up a question, converting it for sure, and moving forward. Point number 2, converting in the least possible time. There are ways in which you can spend more time per question. There are ways in which you can spend less than the average time per question. So yes, batch 7, I think anywhere between 24 to 30, I think should be a decent score. Sorry, should be a very good score according to me. Another batch is 30 odd is above average or a good score. 40 plus, I think, is a very good score for other students. Right? So you need to ensure that you're, analyzing the paper well to see that how are you merging that expected score and the gap. Clear? So let's see. First, let's see these 30 marks. Was there a catch in those 30 marks, or why could you not convert those 30 marks? Point number 1. And then we'll also discuss for other students. We'll also discuss the other questions which you should have definitely converted along the path. Okay. So I read this question. I remember doing it today afternoon only. In a class of engineering drawing, for every 2 students shared compass between them. That means if I have number of students, that gets divided by 2. Every 3 students shared a drawing board, which means again the number of students get divided by 3. Every 4 students shared an eraser. So again the number of students get divided by 4. Without even seeing the next part of the question, I directly took a number which is an LCM of 2, 3, and 4. How many of you started with 12x here? I put 23. Aithe 2024 నేర్చుకుంటావా? So when will you learn? Why did you not take 12x? Look, hands up any? I asked how many of you have started this question with 12x? Raise your hands. Good show at least. See, worst case, even if you're writing n by 2 plus n by 3 plus n by 4. Roshan, next time please remember me and not Deepak. You should, the minute you are seeing fraction, my face should appear in front of your mind. Immediately. There was some idiot in the class who told that hate fractions. Clear? The minute you write, you would have written this at least. Because what is the next question talking about? An inventory of items was taken and it is assumed that total number of 3 items is 65. Did you write this much? Yes or no? At least when you wrote this much, you should have thought n should be divided by 2, n should be divisible by 3, n should be divisible by 4. Assume 12n in your mind. 12n by 2, 12n by 3, 12n by 4. Need not do much of calculation. 13, which means n is equal to 5. We did total, we assume total number of students as 12n. My answer becomes how much time? Why are you further making this number a lot more difficult by multiplying by 12 and blah, 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 blah? And trust me, I would not even be happy if you're writing this on the notes. See, guys, you need to understand there is something called a processing speed I always talk about. The processing speed comes the minute you are done with this, you start with 12. I guess the average time in this question was 120 odd seconds, if I'm not wrong. Clear? And I did not take more than 30 to 40 seconds, including reading the question. Now you need to understand you are saving a good 60 to 80 seconds in a question like this. And this question deserves that much. You save 60 seconds here. Maybe the question that you got a calculation mistake or the question that you could not see, these seconds saved goes there. Even if it's 30 seconds, that's plenty in the examination. 30, 30, 30 in 3 questions. You get a good 1.5 minute to solve in other questions altogether. I'm sure you would have increased by some more marks. Clear? Right? So please learn this. It's very important. It's not that you are not getting the right answer. By the way, how many of you got the right answer here? Okay, not getting the right answer is not an option here. I'm sorry. Clear? Because a very direct question altogether. Clear? So please understand that first, this question should have been converted. Second, this question is a question where you can save time. That is where you get that 99 percentile edge. Right? A normal student also solves it. You also solve it. With the same class, with the same knowledge base also, you can get a better score than your counterpart by saving some seconds in a lot of questions. So according to me, you should not have given more than 80 to 90 seconds in this question, max. And if I'm not wrong, average time was 120 seconds, I guess, or 100 seconds odd. Okay, save some seconds here. Point number 1. So first 3 marks in the first question should have given you the confidence. Of this, as of now, let's leave it. What is the beautiful part here? If I take the value of n as, how many zeros do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So can I say this is 2 into 10 to the power 8? So one of the numbers becomes n minus 3 and the second number becomes n plus 3. So what is n minus 3 into n plus 3? A plus b into a minus b. A square minus b square. That gives me how much? N square minus 9. Now 2 into 10 to the power 8 whole square will give me 2 square. That is 4. 10 to the power 8 whole square will give me 10 to the power 16 minus 9. So you need not write this long number. In short, this is 4 followed by some zeros. How many zeros? 16 zeros. Let me write 15 zeros and a 0 in the end minus 9. Clear? So can I say I will have 3, something will be carried forward. That is 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. How many 9s? 15 9s. And the number will end with 1. And if I want to add, I'm adding 9 15 times. So 9 15s are 135. 135 plus 4. 139. So your answer here becomes 139. Very simple question. Falls in no man's land. Clear? So you should have converted this. So there are certain questions where you don't need an introduction to any chapter here. Clear? So second 3 marks, you should have converted this. Even if you have missed it, it's okay. When you see such kind of questions in the next exam, please ensure that you are converting it. So I can still give you a leeway not to score 30 out of these 10 by skipping this question, because the examiner was playing with your mind here. He knowingly gave you a large number. So sometimes on the spot, if you have not been introduced to these kind of logics, the idea does not strike on the spot. But now that you know, next time, please ensure that you are not leaving these kind of questions. Clear? How many of you converted this question? Fair enough. Good convert. Yeah. But if others have not converted, no problem. We'll scale down our target to 27. Minimum. Okay. Moving to the next question. Yep. What was the problem in this question? How many of you got this answer? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Wow, only one person. Time and work. How can I leave this question? So what's happening? What's the story all about? He says before the journey, they made all the preparations. After all the supplies had been kept, he checked with boat manufacturers' data and was glad to learn that the boat was really dependable, as it could float with even 75% full water in this. That means anything more than this value, the boat will drown. Okay. The boat developed, and yeah, unfortunately, the boat developed the hole during the journey off the coast of Africa, which was making water fill in the boat at the rate of 2 liters per minute. Okay. Now, a pump was installed in the boat and can empty the boat full of water in how many hours? 32 hours. Now, if this guy figures out that if they must reach a safe place in 12 hours, which means after 12 hours, the boat will definitely have more than 75% of water. Or in 12 hours, the boat will be filled with 75% of water in 12 hours, right? So what is the capacity of the boat? Let's say the capacity of the boat is not given, V liters, volume, okay? And 75% of the complete volume of the vessel is the water that is filled in how many hours? 12 hours, right? Which means for 12 hours, the hole is pumping in water. And for 12 hours, the pump is pumping out water. Clear? So positive work by filling in water, negative work by pumping out water, right? In 12 hours, that should be equal to 75% of the volume of the vessel. Clear? So 2 liters per minute. So in 1 hour, because after 75, the boat will drown. No, he's saying that so as not to sink, which means the minute I'm crossing 12 hours, I'll sink. So that's what. Remember that question in speed, time, and distance. How much time does he have to avoid an accident? He has 20 minutes to avoid an accident. Huh. Yeah. Yes. That is what you have to understand, that in 12 hours, after 12th hour, the boat will sink. I'm giving the maximum time. That means by the time I'm reaching 12th hour, in 12 hours, we should be still at this value only. 1201. The water is crossing this limit and we are drowning. That's what I'm telling you. In 12 hours, this should be the capacity. Right? So see, when I say that we should reach a safe place in 12 hours, it is an implied statement in English that if I'm not reaching in 12 hours, I'll drown. The same way I was about to tell you, that trains wala question. 2 trains on the same track. He had 20 minutes to avoid an head-on collision. I'm not asking before that. What happens in 20 minutes, 20 minutes and 01 seconds? Clash. So that is what you're going to infer here, right? So I have to reach a place in 12 hours, which means the minute I'm crossing 12 hours, the water will be more than this. Or in exactly 12 hours, the water should be 75% of the volume of the vessel. Clear? So 1 minute, 2 liters pump in, which means in 1 hour, 60. In 12 hours, this much water is pumped in. Clear? Total V liters is taken out in how many hours? 32 hours. So per hour, V by 32. In 1 hour, V by 32. In 12 hours, V by 32 into 12. This much is coming in and this much is going out. Clear? In 12 hours. So exactly in 12 hours, the question indicates that it should be exactly equal to 75% of volume. You solve this, you get the value of V directly from you. Clear? This will take a 12 common and simplify, you'll get the values there. Clear? And I guess the answer was something in 80s, if I'm not wrong. 1280. Yeah? So that's 1280 once you calculate this. Clear? How many of you got this? Only one, right? Others, but I think you should have got this here. What was the doubt in this question? What did you not understand? Wow. No offense, but my sarcasm comes into picture. How many marks did we score in the exam? Yeah. That means, according to me, you attempted 10 questions. 11 questions. 40 minutes में 11 questions यार ये 3 मिनट का क्वेश्चन है यार. आपका average time close to 4 minutes per question जा रहा है. Doesn't, yeah, so that's your problem, that's not my problem, which says your decision making skills are bad. And according to me, it's not even lengthy. I mean, if you are saying that, then leave verbal ability, no? Yes, no, yes. The whole verbal is lengthy. यार पागल हो गया, कौन पढ़ेगा 40 मिनट? छोड़ दो. Do you also see that passage is lengthy? Let's leave it. We'll come back to it later. See, I would rather go with safeguarding marks. I see keywords here. First of all, when I read the word boat journey, I was a little excited. Speed, time, and distance. Okay. Next sentence is crap. Leave it. Then 75% full water. I realized somewhere it is time and work only, because talking about some volume of water, indirectly pipes and cisterns kind of question. Then you go ahead. 2 liters per minute. I cannot leave a question on time and work in the examination, no matter how lengthy it is. And according to me, should not have taken more than 3.5 minutes. Good enough time. You read like 1 minute to read this, 1.5 minute to comprehend this, maybe not more than 2.5 minutes here, max. Clear? Should have converted this for sure. That's what I'm telling you. For you, this course should have been 14 plus. So please keep that in mind. We'll discuss this later. Other batch students. Lovely question. I loved this question. How many of you solved this question? How much time? Approximate time. How can you not remember here? What do you do after the exam? Just close and sleep. See, you need to understand that first of all, we are not writing these mocks to score or to be happy about our scores. We are writing these mocks to understand which question had what kind of logic. And you are in this class to understand how I could have simplified also. So if you are not in this class where you do not remember what you did in the examination, then you are at a wrong place. In a way, you have just come to attend a maths class. This is not the motive of the quant discussion class. The motive is, okay, I did in this method. This is why it took slightly longer time. Okay, maybe this is how it could, the way he just rectified his mistake. He assumed that why only 75% in 12 hours. वो exam पे वही assume क्या होगा तभी वो पूछा ना. The whole idea of mock discussion is you come and ask me doubts that, okay, if I do this method, the way I told you the first question, if you are not assuming 12, maybe you're ending up losing those 30 extra seconds. You are here to understand that gap. You're not here to just come and see how good I solve maths or how well I solve this paper. You are here to see in the exam, this was your zone, or the way you said, that was a lengthy question, I left it. You should know approximate time per question you have taken. How can you not see where did you lose time? Where did you gain time? Do you know you have that option in analysis? On the left bottom, average time taken versus your time taken. Good morning, madam. Clear? See, I'm not expecting you to go and see the solutions and come, because then why are you here? And in the solution of the first question also, n by 2, n by 3, n by 4 was written. Please understand, those solutions are not made by me. The whole idea of you attending this class is what I taught in those chapters. Are we applying that in the exam or not? And I'm here to show that our methods can still help you get a great score. Point number one. Point number two, what is your duty after the exam? To understand where did you lose time? At least go and see the time gap between you and the average student. When you click on the solution, no, when you write the mock, when you open the analysis, question-wise analysis, on the bottom, when you go on the left-hand side bottom, average time taken by all the participation versus your time is given there. So understand whether you have been there on time, or even if you have been there on time, how can you further save your time? Because if you are playing with variables, you end up playing in this question. 4 minutes is less. How many of you gave good 3-4 minutes and then left the question? I won't be surprised. 4 variables in this question. Flat 4 variables. But the best part is I don't need the value of all those variables. I have to only play with those variables. Right. So you need to understand that how much time have you taken, and then you come and you analyze the gaps here. Clear? So how many of you clear this question? Raise your hands. 1, 1, 2. That's it. Nobody else? Equations ra. Ade. Yeah, Oyo cab service offers a free ride for a certain distance and then charges at a constant rate per kilometer. So if I'm going for 10 kilometers and the free distance is 4 kilometers, for how many kilometers will he charge? 6 kilometers. That is 10 minus 4. So A is traveling A kilometers, B is traveling B kilometers, and Oyo cab gives you X kilometers free. Is what my assumption is right away. Okay. Because Biswas uses a cab to go to a nearby shopping complex. Amit goes to a mall on the cab. Okay. The combined bill of Biswas and Amit amounts to 110 rupees. So 8 kilometers is the total distance. Out of that, this much is the chargeable part. It is assumed that the charge is same because they are going by the same cab. Clear? Into C is the total cost paid by Amit, plus C into B minus X is the total cost paid by this guy, and the combined bill is equal to 110. Clear? Now, if distance covered by Biswas on the cab had doubled, he would have paid 200 as the charges to the cab driver, which means C into 2B minus X is equal to 200. Right? Whereas in case of Amit, if the distance had doubled, the charges would have been 50% less than the charges made by Biswas in case of increased distance. He made the numbers lovely for you. 50% of 200 is 100 only, right? So here it becomes C into 2A minus X is equal to 100. This is the only information I have. Do not forget, look at the question statement. That is really important. What is the amount paid by Biswas if this guy would have traveled 3 times the distance traveled by him initially? We want 3B minus X. This is what we need in the question. Clear? So let's try to add this first. So okay, if I add this quickly, can I say this is C into A plus B minus 2X is equal to 110? Take a C common, A minus X plus B minus X. A plus B minus 2X is equal to 110. Now, if I add these two without putting your pen down, what will you get? C common, 2A plus 2B minus 2X. So can I write this in the form of C into A plus B minus X plus C into A plus B? Can I write like this? CA plus CA. 2CA. CB.
Minus 2x.
Yes.
So minus 2x will be.
Yeah, sorry, minus 2x. I'll just write it there. Don't worry. Yeah, my bad. I missed. Minus 2x. Is this clear now? CA plus CA is 2CA. CB plus CB is 2CB. And minus X is minus 2X. Why? Because I'm trying to use this part here. So 200 plus 100 is how much? 300. So if I replace 110 here, can I write C into A plus B is equal to 190? Okay, let's write this as C into A plus B is equal to 190. Can I replace this here again? This can be written as C into A plus B minus 2 into XC. So I'm replacing this here, okay? So this becomes C into A plus B minus 2XC is equal to 110. This 190 gets replaced here, which means 2XC is equal to 80 or XC is equal to 40. So I got 40 here. This is 3BC minus XC. Clear? Now let's replace XC here because I want only B. What is this equation all about? This is 2BC minus XC is equal to 200. So if I replace 2XC here, this becomes 240. 2BC is equal to 240. So what is BC? 120. BC is 120. What is 3BC? This is your answer. Simple. Least possible number of steps. This is how I could get the answer. Nothing more than that. These are the total number of kilometers. Which one? This one. That's what I'm saying. This is the total number of kilometers. Total number of kilometers by you. Charge per kilometer. Total number of kilometers by me. Charge per kilometer is equal to 110. Clear? Right? So according to me, it's an equation based question, not a difficult one. You should have definitely converted this. Right? Any doubts further here? Shall I proceed? Again, in this, I first got the answer and then I was like, is this the answer? Because the way the question was drafted, I thought it's a little difficult, but it came out to be very easy, right? It says the clerk of a school calculated the number of students of a class who had not paid their fees by making a list. By mistake, the clerk also counted some of the students who had completely paid their fees. When the clerk realized his mistake, he made a new list wherein the number of students who had not paid the fees reduced to half. That means actually the number of people who did not pay the fees is half of what he actually calculated. Okay. Now he says that the ratio of who paid the fees to who did not pay the fees is 3:2, which means paid the fees is 3x, did not pay the fees is 2x. And earlier calculated value became half to the people who did not pay the fees. So earlier he thought, or according to his list, 4x people had not paid the fees according to his list. Clear? So when it took out all the people who did not pay who paid the fees, he actually got only 2x. So total number of people are how many? 5x. He earlier calculated 4x, but actually there were only 2x. So the mistake was of how many students? 2x only. So your answer here becomes 2x by 5x into 100, which is equal to. Taken a question where you could have saved enough time. This is a good time that you could have saved here. Clear? So one more question to be definitely converted. People who know log, batches 1 to 6. Let's look at this question. Because batch 7, I'm again telling you, logs is an area which has been seen right from 2015 in CAT. Okay. And logs generally, some direct formulas like these, you should not be forgetting them. So my advice is, before we discuss logs in the class also, it's advisable to go and just see the plain basic formulas of logarithms. Because I see log as an extended topic of indices and surds. A to the power m into a to the power n. Log is also on the same lines, right? So we can always look at log. If I say b base a is equal to x, can I say b is equal to a to the power x? Now this comes under indices, but a to the power m into a to the power n. Clear? So it's my advice that just go to the basic formulas of log. Okay. So batches 1 to 6, since this has been told right from the initial mocks, quite simple. If I need to take out log 2, what happens here? This becomes 2 to the power 11. This 2 goes up here. 2 to the power 11. If I need to take log 3 out, this becomes 3 to the power 2 to the power 11. If I need to take log 5 out, this becomes 5 to the power 3 to the power 2 to the power 11. And if I need to take this log out, I will finally get n is equal to 7 to the power 5 to the power 3 to the power 2 to the power 11. Now, please understand, how do you solve this? Suppose I give you 2 to the power 3 to the power 2 to the power 3. What is the simplified form of this? Or let's not write this. Let me write this as 2 square. How do I simplify this? Anybody? Chepra. Inka telida. Every mock discussion I tell this. Always start from the top. What is 2 square? 4. So first step is this will be written as 2 to the power 3 to the power 4. What is 3 to the power 4? 81. So this will be written as 2 to the power 81. So always come from the top. Okay. So I calculate some value, 3 to the power that value. Again, I calculate some value, that is 5 to the power some value, which means it is 7 to the power some value. Now 7 to the power anything can I say is multiplying 7 those many number of times. If I'm multiplying a number in the form of 7 into 7 into 7 into 7, so on, so on, so on. And the question is saying how many different prime factors does this number have? How many prime factors will this number have? Only one prime factor, that is 7 only. Clear? Suppose I take 49 here. Factors of 49 are 1, 7 and 49. This is the only prime factor. Clear? So if you're multiplying 7 any number of times, especially for the old batches, not for batch 7, for this number will have only one prime factor, that is 7. And therefore the answer is, it made the job a little easy. I would have always trapped you by giving an option called 7, 7, 7. Had there been 7, trust me, a lot of the students would have ticked 7 and they would have come. Because see, what are we concluding? Only one prime factor, 7 is there. Options were 7 choosy. There is a possibility we might tick 7 and we might also come out. Clear? But the answer is 1 here because there's only one prime factor. The question is asking you how many prime factors are there. Clear? I'll just slightly deviate here. Old batches, very easy question. Even if I'm sure not even old, even new batches as well. All we need is right angle triangle concept, and the angle in a semicircle is always 90 degrees. So diameter makes 90 degree on the circumference, right? So this angle is 90 degree and this angle is also 90 degree. Clear? And this side given to me is 1 and the other side given to me is 7. So if it's a right angle triangle in triangle ABC, clear? Can I say this is my hypotenuse? So hypotenuse square root 170 square will give you 170, which is equal to 1 square plus AC square, or AC square is equal to 169. Root 169 is 13. So this value becomes 13. Similarly, on the triangle below ABD, AB is the diameter or hypotenuse. So again, the same logic here. So root 170 square is again 120, which is equal to 7 square plus AD square. That's 170 minus 49, 121. 121 square root is, that's it. Find the combined area of both the triangles, right angle triangle, half into base into height. So this triangle becomes half into 13 into 1 plus half into 11 into 7. 77 plus 13. 90, 90 by 2. I hope you have done on these lines and not 6.5 and clear. When the bases are same, rather add the numerator and divide by 2. Clear? So 45, again, a very easy question. If you're able to convert it, much better. Right? Moving forward, integral solutions we'll discuss, don't worry. This question you would not have answered only if you do not know the meaning of score is a group of 20 articles. Else this question is very easy. And maybe this question is only asking you to compare fractions. Now, always remember which yields him greatest profit actually means profit percentage. How will you get value, Jabu? When the number of articles are not given. Exactly right. So don't get confused there. And especially when I'm comparing, which is giving me more profit, in a way, I'm telling you that more profit is in the form of profit percentage. Okay. So 3 simple items, 68 per score. So cost price of 20 is equal to 68 and 48 per dozen. So SP of 12 is equal to 48. So what is multiplying factor? SP by CP. So SP is 4, 48 by 12 per article, okay? And CP is 68 by 20. So 68 by 20. This is first article. And literally this was on my notes. You can just check my notes. I did not do anything more than this. Wrote this value, wrote the fraction here. Wrote this value, fraction. Wrote this value, fraction. Calculate, you don't even need calculator for that. Clear? Throws any doubts? So he buys white at 58 per score. Now see, if you're good at it, you can always look at this cost price comes in the denominator. You can still save time. 56 per score. 56 by 20 kada. Cost price comes in a denominator. 56 by 20. And selling price is 42 per dozen. 42 by 12. Second fraction. Third fraction, 62 per score. And finally, we have 44 per dozen. Simplify to whatever extent you can. So I can write this as 4 ones are 4, 17s are 17 ones are 17. I have 30. 17 twos are 34. So it's 0.1 something. Not even 2. Okay. So 1.1 tak rakhte. Let's go a little later. This can be written as 14 threes, 14 fours, 4 ones, 4 fives, 3 ones, 3 fours. This is an exact number we know. So scrap this off. 1.1 something and 1.2. Okay. Now I just need to compare between these two values. 4 11s, 4 3s, 2 10s, and 2 31s, which is 110 by 93. 93 ones are 93. How much is left? 17. Again, 0.1 only, because 93 into 2 is 186. So 0.1 something, not required. This is my answer. And the second category is white. So therefore your answer becomes option C. Clear? This in case you know, how many of you solved this? Yeah, that's nothing but the top of the ice cream is a hemisphere. If you know that much, it's very easy. If no, it's okay. You can leave this. We'll discuss this in mensuration class. Leave probability as of now. Now, this is a very easy question, I would say, which does not fall into any category here. No matter, I'll discuss this in algebra. It's a model algebra. But by now, all of you are introduced to the term called integers. What's the simple definition of integer? A non-decimal number. A non-decimal number, can I stretch it a little bit and say where the denominator does not exist, or denominator is equal to 1? Clear? So whenever you have these kind of questions in CAT, the best part is let's split it up. If I split this up, this can be written as 24n square by n. Denominator is not there, or denominator is equal to 1. No tension here. Okay. Plus, can I write 11n by n? Again, denominator is equal to 1. No more tensions here. Clear? So finally, I want 8 to be exactly divisible by n. If I want this whole number to be an integer, I need to ensure that n cancels 8. So positive values which cancel 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Only catch here, the question says n is an integer. I can also have a negative value here, just that I do not want a fractional value. Okay. So I can also have -1, -2, -4. If you have been able to do it, that's a jackpot question, not a difficult one. All you need to understand is the word integer here. Clear? If you have left it, no problem. We have not counted this. But yeah, if you are able to convert, a good shot. Clear? Any problem with this question? Only one catch point. How many of you solved this question? Fair enough. Good shot. Only one catch point, the time interval after which both are of same length. They are burning. Clear? Right? So burns at the rate of 4 centimeters in every 1.5 hours. So can I say per hour, these many centimeters? Or 8 by 3 centimeters it is burning per hour. The other candle burns at the rate of 2 centimeters in every 3 hours. That means it's burning at the rate of. Now the candle is burning. So from the initial length, I'm subtracting how much is it burning. After burning, they want them to be of same length. That means the reduced size should be of same length. And the best part of the question is asking is for how long, after how much time, which means if this has been burning for X hours, even this is burning for X hours. Clear? So initial length of this candle is 13 centimeters minus 8x by 3 is the value by which it has been burnt. The other candle is 7 meters minus 2x by 3 is the value by which this has burnt. Now, after burning, both of them should be of the same height. This is the only catch in this question. Clear? Now, the answer is also very easy. So, this is 6 is equal to 6x by 3, or the value of x is equal to 3. So, after 3 hours, they will be together. Clear? Again, a very easy question. We'll discuss this in both the methods. This is also an easy question. We'll discuss this as well later. This was also easy. We'll discuss. We'll discuss this also later. This leave it as of now. Leave. Yeah. Again, a lovely question. Clear? So you should not have missed this question. How many of you solved this? Did not read the whole paper, sir. How many of you solved this question? Raise your hands. Look around. You'll be happy. And I'm making a statement. You should have solved this question. Are you able to understand the gap between us? Right? Yeah. Why should I definitely solved? If I'm able to see the sign percentage somewhere, I should have been able to solve. Clear? So at a fair, see, if you would have left all those questions that I left by now, you could have reached here. How many of you did not even see this question? Lucky people. I always tell this, remember, never ever forget this. If you are in these two zones, you would have reached here. Yes, I know the question. No, I do not know the question. Let me try. You have been busy trying all the questions. No matter you told we did not do more than arithmetic. Yes, Harini, we did not do any more than arithmetic, right? Yes or no? Then who gave you the right to try the other questions? That is the reason we did not even reach here. Please understand, you're not expected to answer all 76 questions. Or 70 questions till question number 76. The chapter that you have not even seen, why are you trying? To me, a winner is, you want strategy about cat, you hear 100 strategies on YouTube. Every Tom, Dick and Harry who has cracked cat next year throws a video on you. My funda is quite simple to crack cat here. I am sticking to these two zones. Simple. My first 25 minutes out of 40 minutes should be busy here. That's it. Well, the ones that I told you we'll discuss later, those are tempting questions. But I told you we will discuss later. Are you getting it? Which means you should also have left those questions in the exam. Did not do? Okay, I'll come back to it. I'm not saying don't come back to them. We'll come back to them. We'll definitely come back to them. Clear? But not now. Let's first try to sweep the ground the ones by the ones with the one that we definitely know. Okay? Let's carry them all. Time bachega yaar. Anyway, we have done arithmetic only. No, there are 10 questions on arithmetic. If your speed is good, on an average 3 minutes per question. How many minutes of the paper done? 30 minutes. You still have 10 more minutes to play. Go fall in love with those questions. Nobody's stopping you. But I am not going to the exam to fall in love with the question. My job is to score, not to romance in the examination. Clear? Or even if you are going to romance with the question, in 1 minute decide yes or no. Take early calls, it's okay. You'll get used to it. No problem in that. Clear? So I should have definitely come to this question because this question is equation come percentage. And if you see the solution, you laugh at it. It's a very easy question. Last part was a bit tricky, but not very tricky also. At a fair A, B, C, D, E, what the first sentence talking about? E is twice of D. C is twice of B. Clear? Next, the price of A is 60% less than the price of B. In my notes, you will see below this I have written 5y. Why 5y? 60% is 3 by 5. Take a multiple of 5. So instead of y, I wrote 5y. This is 2y. If this is 5y, this becomes 10y. 60% less, this becomes 2y. Okay. And A is 92% less than toy E. I did not write X here, or 2y, 92% less, which means multiplying factor is 8% of D. Okay, X kar lo yaar, koi baat nahi. So 2 1s are 2, 4s are 4, 1s are 4, 25s. X is equal to clear. The combined price of A and E is how much? So do I need to write anything else from here? I'm assuming 2, 5, 10, 25, 50 are the values because 50y plus 2y is 52y. 52y is equal to 52. So I've just written y is equal to 1 for my understanding. I did not rewrite it to waste 5 more seconds also. Clear? Now, the combined work that's done, person P spent 78 rupees buying different types of toys, and person Q spent 101 rupees on buying different types of toys. If both the persons purchase minimum number of toys. Clear? 78. If I want minimum, I can buy 3 here. 75, but I can't have 3 rupees anywhere here. Clear? So I started with, let's say he's buying 50. Can you have one more here? No. 50 plus 25 is 75. I can't make 3 rupees here. So 25 is not buying. I want 28 rupees. 28 and I want to minimize here. So can I say 2 and 4? 50 rupees, 70 rupees, 8 rupees, 78 rupees. Clear? Because if you want to make 20 here, you can't make 20 here at a 4 and 4, that is 8. And now you got 4 plus 2, that is 6. The catch here is minimum number of toys. Similarly, 101. Clear? I can't give 2 here. So let me give 1 here. Right? Then can I give 1 here? Yes, 75. 75 means how many more? 26. Again, same logic. 2 here, 3 here. That's it. How many of type A? That's your answer. Nothing more, nothing less. So 3 questions that you tried, you did not get. See, you trying those questions and not getting versus me trying this question and chances of getting. Is it higher here? Definitely higher because the numbers are smaller. Now you decide where is your judgment going wrong. Clear? Till here, everybody could have easily cracked it. From here, it's a trial and error because numbers are small. Worst case, you could get 2 values here, 4 and 4, but have to reduce. So give higher value, more numbers. Simple. Clear? So all the questions where you ended up spending time or the try-wala zone, if you would have reduced that try-wala zone and you could have come here and spent 1 extra minute here, because still here everybody is at the same level. This is what makes the difference of those 3 marks versus 0 marks. Right? So maybe that question where you ended up trying in some geometry or some mensuration question, which you did not convert, should have spent here and you could have moved out. Clear? And देखो यार वैसे भी वो क्वेश्चन तो आया नहीं ना, ये fill in the blank है ना, 0 ही मिलने वाला है. The ones that you tried and you did not get, you still got 0 there. This is also fill in the blank question. But if we are good at arithmetic, this makes my job a lot more easier. So that should be your whole process or thought process in the examination. Clear? Should not have left at least batches 1 to 6. This was the question I cracked in 30 seconds. You should not have left. You need to understand if 2 sides are given as 13, the largest side, okay, or largest side is less than 13 plus 7, that is 20, greater than 13 minus 7, that is 6. We are applying the property of sum of 2 sides is less than third side. So sum of 2 sides is greater than third side, which means the third side is less than the sum of 2 sides, and difference of 2 sides is greater than the third side. Clear? And that's what we are applying here. Right? Now the question says the longest side, which means A should be greater than 13. Point number 1. A is the square of an integer. So from 6 to 13, how many integer squares are there? And A has to be greater than 13. A is equal to 16. The perimeter 13 plus 7 plus 16 should be your answer. Clear? So must do questions from batches 1 to 6, 7, it's okay. No problem. Clear? This was... How many of you answered this question? You tried or what did you do? Solved? Now remember, whenever these kind of weird numbers are given, the best thing is go by options. Best thing. And look at the options 2, 3, 5, 12. Clear? Else it's a lengthy question, trust me, because else you might miss out on some of the other values. Best thing is conclude the data given to you. Go by options, you'll get the answers. Clear? Because sometimes presence of mind doesn't work and we are looking at last 2 questions of the paper. Our mind is fucked badly. Ideas won't come at this point in time. Numbers are bad in this question. So your job is to simplify numbers. Tricky. Your job is to simplify numbers. Options make this question dead easy. If you ask me, this is an easy question. Till here, I would say no. बहुत सारा ifs and buts आएगा. But along with options, I would say it's a dead easy question. Clear? What is given in the question? Again, that's what? Slippery, going up and slipping down. Both of them are at the bottom. Bug A climbs at the rate of 3 inches per minute and bug B at 4 inches per minute. Okay. +3 plus 4. Now, due to a slippery wall, however, bug A slips back 1 inch for every 2 inches climbed. So if in 1 minute is jumping up 3, he'll slip back 1.5. 1 for every 2 inches. That means half of it. So in every 1 minute, if it's going up 3, that means he'll slip back 1.5. That means he's slipping back 1.5 in every 1 minute, or he's at 1.5 after every 1 minute. Positive direction. Clear? Similarly, bug B 1.5 for every 2 inches. So for every 4 inches jumped up, slips back 3. So in every 1 minute, he is at positive 1 from wherever he started. Moreover, bug A takes a rest for 1 minute after every 2 minutes. So let's equate it. 1 minute 1.5, 2 minutes 3. So that means at the end, so 2 minutes is jumping 3, and 3 minutes also he is at 3 only, because that 2 to 3 minutes wala break jo hai, that's a rest wala break. Whereas bug B takes a rest of 1 minute after every 3 minutes. 1 minute 1 inch, 3 minutes 3 inches, 3 minutes 3 inches, 3 to 4 minutes also is at 3. If you have written this much, your answer is there only. What is the question statement? At what height will both the bugs meet? The answer is already there on the board. 3 inches. That's it.
Sir, after every 2 inches, each bug is falling down.
Yeah, doesn't make a difference. Go ahead. They're resting for 1 minute after 2 minutes of activity. Else you can't get the answers. Actually, the question should have been first 1 minute going up, second 1 minute slipping down. But there are certain questions where they say same minute. Ardhamainda? No, but we had a similar question in the class where I did not. No, I remember in one of the questions, we did not have that part at all. Just go and see our question only after how many jumps he will cross the well. Now minutes adagledu. Now first minute going up and he's just slipping down Raseno. And I also told in the class, if you remember, we are not given next 1 minute. Ideally, 1 minute up, 1 minute down is an ideal way. But some of the examiners use this also. See, andake minutes adagledra. That's the catch point. The question that we had in the class on a similar line, I asked you after how many jumps he's getting out. If you remember that question from the class, go back and check the PPT. దానిలో కూడా నేను టైం అడగలేదు, దానిలో జంప్స్ అడిగాను, దీనిలో కూడా హైట్ పొజిషన్ అడిగాడు. He did not ask you after how many minutes they are together, right? But yeah, some of the examiners use this logic also. So in that case, see, the way we had in the boards wala question, no, assume that the stationary was negligible. So here also you assume that the slipping down time is negligible. Clear? Sometimes you overanalyze a bit, nothing else. I was expecting a question from you on the same lines here in the class only. I will definitely ask for this question. How many of you solve this question? Right angle triangle, simple, very easy, lovely question. Two people start from the same point. One guy is going north. One guy is going east. Okay. The 15 miles an hour for 30 hours. 15 into 30. 20 miles an hour for 30 hours. 20 into 30. 15. This is 90 degrees. Okay. 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean triplet. 3 into 5, 4 into 5. So the third side will be 5 into 5, that is 25. 30 is a multiple. This becomes your hypotenuse, and the shortest distance is always this distance only. And the person is traveling at a speed of 75. 25 ones are 25 threes are 3 ones are. Clear? Minimum question you should have definitely solved. Which question do you want to solve next? Arithmetic progression, geometric progression. How many of you know? AP at least? All of you are what's AP? Arithmetic progression? Aware of arithmetic progression? Yeah, everybody, right? That's a very simple question. Whenever odd number of terms are in AP, we'll discuss in AP class. but you should not leave these kind of questions. But yeah, not technically to be solved. Okay. So whenever odd number of terms are in arithmetic progression, always go this way. Clear? A plus D, A minus D, 3 terms. 5 terms. And some of these terms is always going to be A only. Right? So if you know this simple concept, first step should have been verbally done. Sum of all these terms will be always 5A. 5A is equal to 25, or the value of A is equal to. Now, how do you solve this without entering into technicalities? Okay. Now the question says, and please understand, this is an increasing AP. Lowest value, second lowest, middle, and increasing order. Okay. Now, if one of the terms is minus half, A is 5. We're using this part, okay? So if this is 5, can I say there's a possibility of this being half, or there is a possibility of this being half? If this is half, what is the value of D? 4.5? 5 and 0.5, right? So 4.5. So minus 0.5 minus 4.5 will give you minus 5.
5.5.
Enter.
5.5
So
difference.
D will be 5.5.
So this is minus half. Sorry, minus 5.5. So minus 5.5 and minus 5.5 again. Minus 6, right? Minus 6. Going forward, 5.5 will give you 10.5. 5.5 will give you. Try and multiply these. Is the product equal to 2520? One way. Second way is, if this is 5 and this is half, there's a gap of D and there's a gap of another D. Clear? So 2D should be equal to minus 5.5. From here, you get the value of D. Try to make a series and see if the product is equal to 2520. You'll get your answers. If you do not want to enter into the technicalities of it. Else, you're multiplying all of them becomes a very weird task. So this is A square minus D square into A square minus 2D whole square into A is equal to this. And then you replace A is equal to 5. RIP quant, maths wins. Clear? So please don't kill quant in the examination. Please ensure that the quant is alive in the examination. So my first shot will be, I'll take this as half because only 1D. So calculation is less, and I guess the answer is here only. The answer is here only. Clear? Because see, you need to understand now the intent of examiner. Examiner is pushing you to solve mathematics and waste your time. Even here, why would I not go? Because still a very weird number. 2D is equal to 5.5. Further, I'm reducing it. Are you getting it? So minus 2.75. So 2.75 is still a very weird number as compared to 5.5. Are you getting it? So that's where the examiner is trying to see, are you using this or not? If you're using this, you get the answer in the least possible time. You can use calculator also and get your answer. No problem in that. Clear? Right? So this is one question you should have done. Now, this is a lovely question, which is again on arithmetic progression, which I expected some of you to solve if you tried this question. How many of you tried this question? Can we get how many matches are played in all? Who can give me how many matches are played in all? Just give me total number of matches played. First sentence, Andachalama. I want you to be at first sentence. Give me what is the total number of matches played in the tournament. So first team will play with how many matches? How many teams? 9 teams. Once is 9 matches. 18 times. So can I say the first team is playing 9 into 18 matches? Just start visualizing. I'll just give you an idea here. Let's say A, B, C, D, E and extrapolate, okay? A will not play against A. If A has to play one match against all of others, A will play how many matches? 4. If 18 matches, 4 into 18, right? Similarly, if there are 9 other teams, 9 into 18. Now, check with B. B and A is already counted. B and B is not count. B and B is not considered. So B will play with how many teams? 3 other teams here. Similarly, here B will play against how many other teams? 8 other teams. Because A and B is already counted here. So B and A need not be counted. So B is playing with 8 other teams, and with every team B is playing 18 matches. Check with C. C and A is already counted. C and B is already counted. C and C is not considered. C is playing with 2 other teams. Similarly, here C will play with 7 into 18. D will play 6 into 18, and so on, so on, so on. 1 into 18. How do I simplifiably add all of them? 18 into sum of first 9 natural numbers. 18 common. Okay, sum of first 9 natural numbers is 9 into 10 by 2 into 18. Do not dare to cancel 2 and 5. Let 10 be there. Clear? 2 ones are 2 nines. 9 nines are 81 into 10. 810. These simple things matter, guys. You cancel 2 ones or 2 fives, you're wasting 10 seconds in the examination. You'll calculate 45 into 18 in the exam. Clear? Right? So if 10 is there, keep 10 alive. As much as possible, keep 10 alive when there's a product altogether. Clear? 810. Now the best part here is, no game ends in a tie at the end of the season. The difference between the games won by a team and the next best team is same for all the teams. Who can explain with this? Difference between the number of games won by, suppose last team here, 10th team. If this guy won X games, okay, then the gap between 9th and 10th is as same as the gap between 8th and 9th. The difference between the games won by any team and the next best team is same for all the teams. Clear? So if the gap is same here, the gap is same here, the gap will be same here, and so on, so on, so on. The gap between any 2 consecutive terms is same. Is pushing us to move towards arithmetic progression. So if this guy has team X or 8 matches, this guy will win A plus D. The gap is D. Again, the gap will be D. That means A plus 2D, A plus 3D, so on, so on, so on. A plus. Can I say sum of all this is equal to? So 10A. Again, sum of first 9 natural numbers is 45. Right? So I will write 10A plus 45D is equal to 810. Cancel with 5. 2A plus 9D is equal to 5 ones are 5. 2 are 162. Now the question is asking you, find the maximum number of games that could have been won by the last team. Okay, that means I want to maximize A. If I want to maximize A, I want to minimize D. But D can't be 0 because there is a gap. D is the gap. And not everybody won the same number of games. So D has to be minimum 1. Clear? But A and D are number of matches played which can't be in decimals. Clear? So can I say if I take the value of D as 2, only then I will get integer value? Because if I take D as 1, 162 minus 9 is an odd number. Odd number is not divisible by 2. So 9 2s are 18. 162 minus 18. 144. So I'll write 2D is equal to 144 or D is equal to. Clear? So this is how you could have solved this question. This was very easy, but you need to know the calculation techniques here. It's not even a question coming under PNC, okay? Now, I have 1 to 9 numbers here. What is sum of all these 9 numbers? 45, which is the multiple of 3. Now, for a number to be divisible by 3, the sum of the digits of the number should be divisible by 3. This is already a multiple of 3. From here, I have to choose 7. That means I have to remove 2. Clear? Such that the remaining number is also a multiple of 3. So can I say a multiple of 3? So let's say multiple of that is 45 minus sum of remaining 2 numbers should be such that the output is also a multiple of 3. Can I say a multiple of 3 minus a multiple of 3 will give me a multiple of 3? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So from here, I strategically remove 2 such numbers whose sum is a multiple of 3. Clear? Let's start from here. With 1, I can have what? 1, 2 is 3, okay? Then 1, 5. So all numbers except 1 and 2 will still be a multiple of 3, right? Similarly, 1 and 8. With 2, 2, 1. Shall I consider this? Need not. Because 1, 2 removed or 2, 1 removed is the same thing altogether. Forget this as of now. Next. 2, 4. Next. 2, 7. That's it. With 3. 3. 3, 9. With 4. Go forward only. Don't come backward. That's the best part. Go forward. 4, 5. 4, 8. With 5. 5, 7. That's it. With 6. With 7. Go forward again. I said don't come back. Go forward because all these are already considered. 7, 8 is the only number. Clear? With 8, 8, 9 is not there. So can I say if I remove these 12 pairs, that means can I say I can choose in 12 ways only? First way is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means I'm removing this part. Similarly, next case, I'm removing this and making my numbers. So in how many ways can I do this? I can do this in 12 ways. The question didn't ask you how many numbers are there. The question is asking in how many ways can you make it a multiple of 3? Clear? This very easy way in which we can do is if you know quadratic. See, if you know the basics of quadratic also, you can solve this. Anybody who tried this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know quadratic very good? Very well. Did you get the answer? Solving or without solving? You can also get this without solving as well, right? Now, what does this remind us of? These two equations. Do you remember something called transformation of equations? Find the equation whose roots are 2 more than the roots of the previous equation, 2 less than the roots of the previous equation. Remember? If the roots are reciprocals of the roots of the other equation, then remember transformation. If no, don't worry. This is actually the shortcut is simple. If instead of x, if you replace 1 by x, you will get these equations here, which comes under transformation of equations. Okay. I am finding another equation whose roots are the reciprocals of the roots of the previous equations. Clear? So in that case, if one of the roots is equal to 2 here, then I got this only by replacing 1 by 2. Similarly, the question says this equation has minus 1 by 3 as a root. So this equation will have minus 3 as the root under transformation of equations. Clear? If you can figure that out, when you're transforming, only coefficients change, nothing else changes. But if you're also solving, you'll get the answer because the best way to solve here is, let me assume this other root is equal to P and this root is equal to Q and I'm given minus 1 by 3 here. Best way to solve is sum of the roots of a quadratic equation is minus B by A. So here I will write minus B by A is equal to 2 plus P. Here sum of the roots is minus B by coefficient of x square, okay? So minus B by C is equal to Q plus of minus 1 by 3. Second way to look at is product of the roots is the constant term and the coefficient of x square. Clear? So this is C by A is equal to 2P and here it is A by C is equal to minus 1 by 3 into Q. Clear? Just all these two, get the values and you'll get the final answer there.
This paper, two questions are there which are negative marks for this question and first time marks.
Oh, దీనిలో కూడా. But did you have minus to click? Then cool, no problem. If you had a minus value to click, then don't worry. This is easy. This, leave it. This, you know it. Anything else that we had to discuss? Trapezium question. I love this. With only one way here. Dropping a perpendicular. Dropping a perpendicular. This is 2. This is 2. This is theta. This is 90 degrees. And this whole thing is 2 theta. So this becomes 2 theta minus 90. And what is this angle going to be? This angle. Just look at this triangle, you know, 180 minus of sum of these two. 180 minus 2 theta, no? 180 kada na, no? It is 2 theta. You can also look at this, no? Two parallel lines, transversal. So interior angles are supplementary. So if this whole thing is 2 theta, this becomes 180 minus 2 theta. Now this is theta, and then this becomes how much? 90 minus theta. The best way in which you can solve this is you can try to merge these two triangles together. A lot of angles are given here, no? Let's see what is happening here. So it's something like this, okay? So this part is 2 theta minus 90 plus of 90 minus theta. So what will the vertex angle be? Theta, kada? So the vertex angle is theta. This angle is theta given to me. Clear? And this angle is obviously 180 minus 2 theta. So can I say this triangle is isosceles triangle? I repeat, this part is this one. This base is equal to, let's say this is A and this is B. So this base is equal to A plus B. And let's say I'm mentioning this as C and I'm mentioning this as D. So this is C and this is D. Clear? So can I say, if these two thetas are same, can I say A plus B is equal to C? And I'm already given that C is equal to 5. So A plus B will be equal to 5. So this is all, so A plus B is equal to 5. And this value is equal to 2 because I'm dropping perpendiculars and these two are parallel lines, right? So can I say A plus B plus 2 is my answer? 5 plus 2, 7, that becomes your answer. A good logic. You can try this in the examination in case you are getting some thetas together altogether. Clear? Any other doubts? ये हो गया, ये हो गया, ये तो हम PNC में कर लेंगे. That's it, guys. Nothing else. So yeah, other batches, I think a score of 40 plus is expected if you're not trying too many triangles. I guess you had one circle extra question, one triangles extra question. Clear. A lot of other questions were there. I think by now you should start expecting at least 35 to 39 old batches. New batches strive to move towards 30. How much was your score, Harini? Quant. Don't even want to share quant score? It's okay. It's okay. First mark, it happens. Fair enough. But next time, try to first be very clear with what you know, what you do not know. And you will have time, don't worry, because anyway, arithmetic questions are not more than 10 to 12. And in arithmetic also, I'll be very frank, sorry, but seeing the length of the question and leaving is wrong. A good student would never do that. I would definitely give a good thought. When I say good thought means I would read it for 30 seconds. While reading, I'll try to process it. And then my mind will give an idea whether it's sounding doable or whether it's sounding difficult. But seeing the length of the question and leaving does not make sense. When will you do that? Let's say I have last 2 minutes in the exam. And okay, you did all the questions you know. Now you're still trying certain questions. In trying, you have a choice. Yeah, 2 minutes hai yaar, mere ko 1 minute to padhne mein lag jayega. But in that, please understand, when you have A and B, this also you are trying, this also you are trying. This is lengthy. I can afford to leave a lengthy one. Are you getting it? And then I will ensure that in trying zone, I'll pick up a shorter one. But by not seeing the question and leaving and not getting a desirable score. He's only getting away because of his scores only. He's that one guy who I'm just trying to catch hold of sometime, but he's only getting away because of scores. He's leaving those lengthy questions, but his scores are also good. So I don't have the right to say anything because eventually in the examination, we need a score. But others, if you're not getting a score and you're leaving the question by the length of the question, especially when it's a doable question, you will repent here. What's the use of you wasting those 3 or 4 questions and not getting it and leaving that lengthy question and not getting the answer every other ways? So घुमा फिर के तुमने 4 question में 0 लाया ना? Are you getting it? So you need to be in that zone where either you're confident that, dude, even if I'm leaving that question, I'm converting good number of questions. Right. So please understand, leaving the question without giving a read to it is wrong, which is what happened with you also in the examination. With you in the exam, when you're not reading the last questions, which means you've wasted time somewhere. And all the more it hurts you more because that was a topic that you have already done. You're wasting your time in topics that you have not done. Are you getting it? Your job is to grab the marks. Your job is not to try every question. So have the clear strategy there. And it's okay, yeah. Let's accept the scores at the end of the game. It's completely fine. This was the first mock. But let's have the basics at their place, the facts correct or your head very clear. I will attempt the question that I know. I will leave the question that I do not know. First, tell yourself, and I'm telling you openly in the class, you will have time to look at the questions which were tempting you in the exam. You will have time. 10 questions. If you're giving a good 3 minutes to each question, you don't need more than 30 minutes in that 10 questions ka paper. Right. So you still have those 10 extra minutes to play with whatever is tempting you altogether. But out of those 10, if you're able to convert 9 or 10, your marks are any day higher than what you have actually got. So please don't mess up there. Clear? So on a very conservative side, batch 7, I guess 24 plus sounds, or 24, anywhere around 24 is a good score. Old batches, conservative side, I think let's be a little harsher because it's been quite some time. I think 33, 35 for the old batches should be a good score by now. Because see, again, I'm not looking at percentile. You can't take the percentile home because it's a small mock. I do not know how many people are taking the examination. Same thing happens with time on other IML centers also. Time on an average, 8 to 9,000 people are writing the time mocks, not more than that. So you can't even take that score to your head. Saying, oh my God, I'm getting a 99 all India. That's the reason we are having a mock discussion, that let's try to convert the doable questions in the exam. Nobody decides what is the cutoff. I repeat, imprint this in your head. Cutoffs are decided after the exam papers are corrected. After your mock score, after your scores are out, then the ranking happens, not while you are writing the exam. So please don't take that into your head saying that sir is saying 42, it's too high. No. According to me, the ones that you should have quickly grabbed, quickly converted, we are racing towards a best possible score. So question where you could have saved time, save. Question where it needs time, invest. But eventually our job is to grab from both the hands. So that lengthy question that you left, you should have grabbed that with your hands. And then maybe you could have compromised in some of the other question that you do not know. That is where decision making comes very handy. The way you left that percentage will question. Why? Because you invested your time somewhere else. Have the decision very clear. Okay, no, I'll not invest my time. Let me first grab these ones. And for one mock, do it in CS. Stop playing the games with yourselves. What if all the questions are lengthy in the exam? You have no other reason to smile. Maybe we'll be together for one more year also. Give me a reason why. Why I'm making this harsh statement. I am not letting my mind enter into lengthy questions. Do you think in the exam your mind will work? Tell me. अभी तो आपको easy और difficult का mix मिल रहा है. Let's hope you will get an easy and difficult का mix. What if not? Ready for a year? Or let's try practicing now. That's why I told you. You're leaving those lengthy questions and getting a desirable score, which means your things are at right place. And let's be very frank, after geometry also, if your scores have not improved, don't tell yourself algebra ho jayega to aur score बढ़ जाएगा. It's a myth. I'm telling this to everybody. Same 40 minutes you'll have in the examinations, guys. It's not that algebra is getting over, so the examiner will give you 1 hour. Yeah, maybe you can convert those 1 or 2 extra questions, but don't expect a huge deviation in the score. You had enough choices in this exam, but you do not have time in the exam. Are you getting it? You had still same 40 minutes only. You still have the same 10 to 11 arithmetic questions only. Are you getting it? So please don't be under the misconception that, okay, geometry is not my area. Once algebra is done, my score will increase from 24 to 35. No. Be practical. Max to max, you can increase it by two questions more. Again, provided your question picking selection strategy should be good. So be clear with your facts now. It's okay to invest 1 minute extra, because in that 1 extra minute in that lengthy question, you are anyway not gonna screw 10 other questions there. 1 minute है यार, आपको 1 minute extra दूंगा तो आप कोई extra question भी नहीं निकाल पाओगे. By now we are clear that we need 2 minutes to crack at least one question. So if you're thinking that that lengthy question takes 1 extra minutes than the average time, and you're sure you'll convert it, I would rather grab it, boss. I would not leave it. Clear? So please understand in which zone are you, okay? If you're leaving those kind of questions and not scoring marks, danger zone. Your first job is to safeguard a certain score. And then slowly go ahead with it. And train your mind to enter into lengthy questions under time pressure. It's okay, yaar. These are mocks. Let's experiment. No, what is wrong? If you're not experimented right from mock 1, we are leaving lengthy questions. What if you get good number of lengthy questions in the main exam? Then your mind will stop working. And let your mind try. It was not so difficult. Seemed lengthy, but it was easy. There's a term of that, right? Seemed lengthy, but was easy. Let's give our mind a taste of it. Seemed lengthy, but it was easy. So tomorrow in the exam also, you'll give that benefit of doubt to those lengthy questions. What if it's an easy question? It's seeming lengthy, but it's an easy question. So train your mind hard during practice, guys. That is the main motive right now. During training period, don't hesitate to train yourself hard. We all want success easily here, but please understand, without hard work, nothing comes. Clear? So push your mind a little more, right? Experiment in the exam. Get ready with any kind of question. And then slowly we'll make a strategy. Now is not the time to make the strategy. Now is the time to first check, are your concepts in place or not? Anyway, we're not scoring more than 30. If you score exact 30, I would have been happy that, yeah, your concepts are perfectly right. Arithmetic, perfect. How many of you are sure that you are James Bond of arithmetic by now? You picked all arithmetic questions, you picked all questions, you corrected them, and you came back. No, right? Which means we are wavering here, there, here, there, here. 10 questions or 9 questions, pick, correct, out. I'll still pat your back. I'm not kidding. With a score of 27, batch 7, I'll pat your back. I'll really say a very good job done. Same for other batches, arithmetic, numbers, geometry. We'll enter algebra later, yaar. Time hai. We have October, November to thrash off the whole paper. Don't worry about it. But right now, your job is to test how deeper are you into your practice. After a mock, your analysis is what are the areas you have not done. Not the score that you have taken, not the percentile you are taking. And please do not keep percentile into your head. It's just an approximate number. Okay, we are in the right track. But I would rather want you to go and see what are the concepts you did not solve. Go back to those chapters, try to solve those kind of questions and improve on those areas. Clear? All the best, guys. See you in the next class. Thank you.
Sir, a small doubt, sir. Hello, sir. I have a small doubt.
Yeah, please go ahead here.
Sir, a question is given on arrangements, right, sir? The second question, mathematic.
Which one was that?
Just a minute, sir. Let me read it for you.
That was on arrangements. That is on permutations and combinations.
Yes, sir. So after reading the question, there he said to arrange the students, but he did not specify.
No two of them are
what
together is a
shape.
model in permutations and combinations. Vishnu, are you aware of PNC?
Yeah, sir. I am aware of PNC, but circular arrangements will use entirely different strategy to solve the problem.
It's
sir.
only
So
n minus 1 factorial, Nana.
yes, sir. But here it is not specified which type of arrangement it is. So how can we proceed?
I have not solved it yet, so I'll just discuss sometime later with you. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you.
Because I'm entering into the next class now.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay. Cool, yeah. Yeah, thanks, sir. Follow, sir. हो गया एक मिनट बंद क्यों नहीं हो रहा